Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. My name is Jason, and I'm out here ready to do some work today. It's such a nice weather, and we've really, honestly, it's time to get the garden, kind of finished up preparing the soil, okay? Because we use our chicken bedding to better the soil, and so we've got probably our last chance here before we need to kind of let the garden sit without adding more manure to it. To just kind of let it sit and go, or sit and kind of chill out, cool off a little bit. So we gotta get the coop cleaned out, get the run cleaned out, and get all that stuff that we're gonna put on the garden. So I've got a shovel and a rake here. All right, that's Barney 5. Barney 5. So lovely proclaimed in an episode of Andrew Griffith. And I got my tools set up, and I need to stretch this fence out. It's a lot easier, honestly, to take care of this if this fence is stretched out. So I need to get the fence stretched out so I can let the chickens out into the yard, get them out of my way, so that I can get to work. Setting this fence up really does a lot better because I can kind of let them out, let them get grass and whatnot, and then also get them out of my way so I can do my job a little bit better, because it's a lot easier to get stuff out of the run and out of the coop if they're not in the way. Because if I'm out there scraping stuff out and putting it and doing what I need to do there, sometimes they like to get in the way and they just peck around everything I've done. So it's much easier if they're just not there. Now the chicken's right here in the yard having a good time, eating some grass. Right, got a little water for them if they need it. Back here behind me, scratching in some old leaves. It's time for me to get out here and get started. As you see here, this is what we do. We'll take all this stuff right here. This is the older shavings and stuff that's been broke down and gotten super wet in the last little bits of rain and whatnot. So it's ready to go. It's drying out, but it's ready to go. Then once we get done with that, we're gonna take that stuff out of the coop and bring it out here. And once we get it over here to the garden, we put it all over the place. That's the one thing I love about how we do this, is that we're able to selectively put piles in place that allow us to kind of compost in place, if you will. Now you look around here, there's a one here, there's one here. We have that's a fresh one I just put in today. You got some over here that I put in. And what we do here is we'll throw manure that we scrape out down into this area. We put a ton of leaves down here on the garden as well to be breaking down and building better soil. And so we got there's a fresh pile of bedding I put in here last night, and a bunch of this other stuff that's been here forever, and it just composts in place. We can put vegetable scraps in these, put manure in there, bananas we haven't used, all kinds of stuff we can put in these piles, and they can just compost in place and build the soil over the course of time. When we first moved here, the soil was just junk. It really was. I mean, it's just been used as a basic yard, and I get it. It's fine. That's what people do. But once we started tilling it up and got down under it, there was just trash down here in this spot where people had just burned stuff. It's like it was kind of dark and everything, so it looked okay, but you could tell it was just junk. There's been all kinds of like bolts and screws, metal pieces, a ton of glass, everything that we're finding in this soil has just been junked for years. And so we're trying to clean it up. We've been trying to clean it up for years as well. And we haven't spent as much time down here in this bottom piece because it's not as productive. It just doesn't get as much sun. But this year we've also put some stuff down here. More leaves, some more bedding, some old, I think those are the vines from the peas. So all kinds of stuff here. We're just building soil. All kinds of organic matter that you can put in here just helps build the soil. You build soil, you start to build a good garden, right? A productive garden. And that's the key, right? If you don't want to garden, if you're not getting production out of it. So that's what we've been doing there, and that's how our process kind of works. We're all done, and it's time to put them back in the coop. You almost hate to do it right now because they're so happy and content out here scratching, pecking around, eating grass, and just enjoying themselves. But it is time to go back inside for a bit. All right, kids, let's go. Time to go back. We're going to use this camera to maybe scare them back that way a little bit. Time to head back in, kiddos. Come on. Let's go. I mean, they do know where home is, personally. Come on, Layla. Let's go. Come on. All right, kiddos. You, over here, you girls. Come on, kids, let's go. Trying to just use the net to force them in. Come on. These girls don't care though, do you? Nope. Come on, come on, come on. Let's get at them. Let's go. And as you've seen, one just jumped right over that little net. Come on, Layla. Sneaky buzzard. Oh, I know. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, nut job. Why are you so crazy? Why are you so crazy, huh? Why are you so crazy? All right, that really didn't take that long. You just have to be patient. When corralling chickens, you gotta be patient, all right? But see this right here. Now what's happened is we've got some really happy chickens. They're dust bathing and doing all the things that happy chickens do. Dust bathing, scratching, pecking at each other when they're dust bathing. That's just all normal stuff. Happy chickens do that. And so this whole process, what it really does is that it allows us to take our bedding, which is just waste. It's just chicken waste, right? And you use it to grow food. And you're not wasting anything there. Your chickens are then composting for you. You're putting it in the garden and you're getting more food out of it. And you're also keeping your chickens cleaner. Chickens need to have dry, clean feet. They really love dry, clean feet. Now they're gonna get wet. Obviously when it rains, things are gonna happen. The bedding's gonna get wet. But the bedding's there to soak up that moisture and to not be a big mud clump. A lot of people have chickens that have big balls of mud on their toes, okay? Happens, but if you keep your chickens nice and clean, it doesn't happen that much. In fact, we haven't had that happen in a long, long time. A lot of people will use straw or things like that. Straw or hay. We're not fans of that. We did it years ago. It didn't really work that well for us. It actually caused problems and it doesn't break down as easily. And then when you do use it somewhere else, it just breeds weeds everywhere. This works a lot better for us. If you can get good wood chips do the same thing. These are just pine shavings from Tractor Supply. Be honest with you, that's all we can do. That's all that's really necessary. We use 5 bags of pine shavings inside the coop. We put some DE, diatomaceous earth, some good high quality food grade diatomaceous earth. We only buy it from diatomaceousearth.com. You can actually buy that on Amazon as well. And then we used it's actually a compound called zeolite. It's not a harmful compound by no means. If the chickens happen to eat it, it's not going to hurt them in one bit. But you can buy it in a little canister from Mana Pro called Coop and Compost. But at the same time, that is very overpriced. Things for backyard chickens are priced way too high. Okay, you can get the same thing at your farm supply store called Sweet PDZ. All right, Sweet PDZ is in the horse section. It's used for horse barns and for things like that. It's the same thing, but it's massively cheaper, buy it in a large quantity, and it's so much cheaper. So that's what we do. It just works better. Honestly, it's just smarter. So this is really, truly the best way you can keep chickens and feed your garden all at the same time. Keep your chickens clean, happy, healthy. You get a lot better eggs. You get a lot more garden produce out of your garden too. So that's the best way you can compost for your chickens into your garden. Use your bedding that way, you're not wasting it. And if you don't have an in-ground garden, you can also use it to mulch around trees or bushes, shrubbery, whatever you want to do. It just is useful. Don't waste it. So thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.